Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to That Is Already the Wrong. We're off to a bad start here. It's not 25, sorry, it's not 26, it's 25. We'll try that again. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Hybrid Motor Railway Live episode 25. Today is a little bit different from normal. As you can see, we're not on the railway, we are at the workbench. And as you may have noticed, what on earth is this? Well, today I'm going to try my hand at some kit building, although nothing to do with railways. I am going to try some kit building because at some point on the layout I am going to have to do some kit building, I am going to have to do some painting. So this has been, as says in the stream description, this has been in, well, first of all my bedroom drawer for years, and it has also been in the loft storage drawers that I have under the baseboards over here and over there. So I think it's finally time in my Discord server, which Timber Valley has very kindly, I believe, yes, he's put that up earlier in the chat. He's very kindly put the link to my Discord server. But we've been talking a lot about kits in, what do you call it, the Discord server. So I think it's finally time we try and build this Spitfire. I very much doubt it's going to take us an hour and a half. In fact, I suspect it will be in the region of probably 3 or 4 hours. Although this is 8+ apparently for children over 8 years of age only, and I believe this is a beginner model. Does it say on the front? I've read somewhere that it's a beginner model. Anyway, but today we're building the Airfix Supermarine Spitfire Mark 1A. So we'll see how that goes. Obviously we've got to, I presume, cut all the stuff out of the dies, out of the sprues, sorry, not the dies. We've got to cut all that, assemble them all, glue it together, and then we have to think about painting it, and I very much doubt we'll get to painting it today. But we'll see how far we get on today. 2 cameras, as usual. We've got one camera up here, so you can roughly see what I'm doing, and I've got one just to the left of me here. The reason why I've got a keyboard is because if we look on this camera, you can see my laptop here, but there's a camera over here which is very difficult to reach around and all the signals and stuff. So this keyboard will move out of the way when we begin. But anyway, that is on today's agenda, so I do hope you enjoy, and I will play the intro and I'll see you in about 13 seconds. So I do hope you enjoy the stream, everyone. So let's get the keyboard and stuff out of the way. Thanks to Timber Valley again, he's put the link in for the Discord server in the chat. Now, I will admit I have had this box open before. This is because I originally, when we went somewhere, I think we went to Keswick for a week's holiday during COVID and all that. I did take this and mean to sit down and build it, but just couldn't be bothered and never got round to actually doing it. So, yes. We'll see how far we get on. I have had it open before, as I say, to look at all the bits, and I think I didn't take it in a box. I think I took it in a resealable bag, so I could, not have as much room taken up in my bag. But so I have had it open before, and I will admit now that some of the things, oh, this must be for the water slide decals. I must admit that things are not completely original. So, let me remind myself what we've got. So, we've got some poly cement, we've got various paints. If you're interested, number 29, 30, 33 and 90 paints, which we've all got in there. The non-original paintbrush, because I lent the other one to my granddad and don't know where it is, so I found another replacement paintbrush from another sort of, I think this is from a watercolour set, but it's the similar size tip, so it should be fine. Yes, here are all the plastic sprues. Do not keep away from children. Okay, sorry, keep away from children, not do not keep away from children. All the plastic sprues, chuck them over there. Oh, we've got some. These must be, yeah, the water slide transfers, which I will need some advice on doing if we get round to that today, although I very much doubt we will. At some point, I'll need advice on. I think these are water slide transfers because I've never done them before. And at some point, I am going to want to rename and number a loco, but. Oh yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Nothing else in the box. I'll chuck that over there, but I'll bring it back in later if we get onto painting, which again I very much doubt we will. Timber Valley has said he's just realised that's Atomic Shrimp music. It is indeed. I very much liked his intro music, so magpied it off him. Can you read that? Yes. So, let's do a bit of reading before we begin. Designed by the legendary R.J. Mitchell, the Spitfire first flew on the 5th of March 1936. The RAF received the first of its Spitfires in July 1938, with 9 squadrons being operational when war was declared in September 1939. Seeing only limited action until the Battle of Britain in summer 1940, the Spitfire cemented its position through this conflict as the most famous fighter aircraft of all time. Through a combination of clever designs such as the elliptical wings even, as well as the power of the Rolls-Royce Merlin engine, the Spitfire proved to be the best fighter in the skies over England in 1940. While the Hurricane served in greater numbers, it was the elegant Spitfire that captured the imagination of the British public. Maximum speed, 365 miles per hour. Armament, which I presume means guns, 8 lots of .303 Browning machine guns, length 9.12 metres and wingspan of 11.23 metres. And obviously Airfix has been bought by Hornby, it's under their thing now. So of course the Hornby logo, we have, well, that's the back of the instructions. Assembly instructions in English, obviously. Study drawings and practice assembly before cementing parts together. Carefully scrape paint from cementing surfaces. All parts are numbered. Paint small parts before assembly. To apply decals, cut sheet as required. Here's the instructions for the water slides, which we're looking at up here. You probably won't be able to read that. To apply decals, or decals, however you want to say it, cut sheet as required. Dip in warm water for a few seconds. Slide off backing into position shown. Use in conjunction with box artwork, which I've placed over there. Not appropriate for children under 36 months of age. Well, this has 8+ on the box. Due to the presence of small detachable parts. Assembly icons, black path, square means assembly, cement means white circle, do not cement is a black and white circle, symmetrical assembly is a question mark, alternative parts is ×2, decals is the white square, crystal parts is the black circle, weight, don't know what that means. Join by applying heat. Oh no, sorry. I'm looking at the wrong one. Weight is a picture of a weight. Join by applying heat is that. Drill or paste is a picture of a drill. Cut is with a scalpel. Okay, so I'll definitely need to remember that. And, oh. Alright, the safety information we're not going to bother reading, so I'm not 3 years old. Although I might act like it sometimes, considering I'm sat in a loft surrounded by trains. They're the assembly instructions, page 1. Oh, hang on. Oh, right, they're in steps, not page numbers. So we've got 1, 2, and 3 there, and page 4. So, 5 and 6. So, with any luck, it might not actually take forever, but we'll see. So, I'm actually, to save me constantly flicking back between pages and annoying you all, I'm actually going to take a picture of the assembly icon instructions, because obviously if I get past this page, and I don't want this spread-eagled everywhere, then obviously I don't want to be constantly flicking backwards and forwards and annoying you all. So, I'm just going to take a picture of those on my phone so I can have those as a reference. So let's get those open and zoomed in. Right, I'll keep that down there and you can see it as well. Timber Valley has said he's got an Airfix 7 class LiPo. Very nice. Massive RNLI spotter and nerd to make. Very nice. So let's see if we can't arrange this in some sort of sensible manner which isn't going to rustle for the next hour and a half. I'm going to have to fold this sheet backwards here, look, which I've not done very well. There we go. I'll fold that bottom up. I'm going to fold this up where it's not going to get in the way. Right. Steps 1 and 2 involve... You can't really see those, can you? I suppose it doesn't really matter, you're just watching me build it. So we're not needing the paints, we're not needing the tracing paper. I'm not even sure if that's from this kit before or whether I just rammed it in the box and thought it was. There we... Oh, the houses are... I'm knocking all my model houses over. We don't need the water slide transfers, we need everything... In fact, I'm going to put that phone up there. In this bag. So... I have a knife. God help us all. I'm going to see if I can't slit this open, or do I do it with scissors? Yeah, that'll do. Right. So we need to put the pilot into the Is there an instruction that says paint before installing? No, that just said it in the instruction. So we need to put the pilot in the seat, in the back of the weird thing. Yeah, that's step 1. So yes, we've got to put the pilot in the seat, put something onto there, and put that through there, and put some dashboard into there. I have absolutely no clue about military stuff, so I apologise to everybody who's going to get offended over the next couple of streams. I have an eye, God help us all. Indeed. Some more bits for the fire station. Timber Valley's fire station has arrived today. Very nice. So this is, I presume, the cab window, considering it's plastic glass. But let's see if it does have numbers on. This is number 35, if the instructions are to be believed. Does number 35 appear on this side? No, it doesn't, so we don't need that. That can go over there. Let's see what we need. So we need B24. Gordon Bennett. There's 3 million pieces in here. And this is a heck of a lot smaller than I thought. Thought it were going to be massive. Ah, oh well. Right, where's the numbers? So we need number 29. And I just realised, how do you actually get these? Do you just literally cut them out? I broke my small snips the other day. The only snips I've got are these massive 1000-volt rated ones, which I bought simply because they're chunky and can cut through a lot of stuff. I broke the blade off my other small pair of side cutters the other day. I could have done with that, really. Oh well, so we need B24. What the hell does that mean? Oh, this is going to be painful. Oh, unless like the entire sprue. Oh, sprue B. Oh, that makes sense. So B24, yeah, that's the number of the pilot, and then A2 for the seat. So this is sprue A. A2 is indeed the seat. Okay, that makes sense. Right, so we'll start off with the pilot. I'll leave this bit of plastic here for now. Number B24 is indeed the pilot. So without completely cutting the guy's head off, I'm going to cut the sprue with these pliers. I really should have replaced my snips before this, shouldn't I? I should have got some better snips, but oh well, the pilot's come off without damage. I'm just going to try and tidy the sprue marks up by just nibbling away like that and trying not to cut his arm off. Well, there we have it. There's a pilot. That can go in the parts tray. So we need 29, 33. Wow, he's got separately fitted shoes. Are you joking? Really? Or are they just... What are the instructions? Paint. Oh, there isn't a thing for painting. It's got a number 33 pointing to his shoes, but his shoes are already fitted. And number 33 on sprue B is a chair, which we will need, I suppose. That's odd. Interesting. Is that the chair? Oh no, the chair's on A2. What else do we need from B? $26. Alright, okay. This is quite confusing, as you might expect, because I've never done one of these before. Can you tell? So let's... Oh, that's come off the sprue quite neatly, actually. Let's just tidy that bit up there. There, that's another bit. A10, which is the other one. A10, this is sprue A number 10 indeed. Let's snip you off there. Snip, and then I'll tidy him up after. Timber Valley says, I say arrived, in reality I just went out and bought them. Fair enough. Have you seen the James May Toy Stories? I've seen a couple. They're on Freevee via Amazon Prime Video. I shall definitely go and have a look at that, because as you might be able to tell, I am a bit of a James May fan. Oh right, are they 33 numbers like... Is the numbers that are not the sprue numbers sort of the colour they should be painted? Let's have a look on the bottom. Oh, so they must be painting numbers. Oh, that makes sense. Oh yeah, because 33 on here is a paint number, and all the little arrows say 33 on there and 30, so they're paints. Yeah, so they on there are paint numbers. Okay, so the stuff not in circles is paint numbers. So that means Gordon Bennett, we're going to have to do some painting already. So we've got B24, we've got A10. Oh no, we haven't. I haven't done the seat yet. We've got B24 and A10. Now we need A15, which is some sort of... Oh, it's the B15. A15. Oh, that's the ejector seat handle. Dear me, these snips are very small. Right, so we need to try and snip this off without completely wrecking the thing. These snips are far too big for the job, can you tell? Right, we cut that there. And then just... If I just lop the massive bit of sprue off there, we can get into it. We can neaten that up later. Oh, that's the headboard thing. And that's part of the sprue which needs neatening up a little bit. There we go. Where's that part just gone? James is a legend, agreed. Right, where on God's green earth has that... Have I lost something already? How is this possible? I've lost the ejector seat handle that I've just cut out. Oh, for God's sake. Where is it? It's not down there, is it? No. Has it fallen off somewhere and I'm being stupid and I just can't see? I heard it fall. Unless I didn't actually cut it off. What number is it? A15. This is sprue B. A15. Well, it's somewhere, but it's not here. That's rather concerning. God, and it's tiny as well. Well, I'll move on and come back to that later. Let's not panic. Right, A15 is now on the floor. B26 is on here. Let's try not to lose this. B26, that's the wing. Oh no, we've already done B26. Now we want A9. 9, where's 9 on here? Oh, A9, here we go. It's that weird thing. A9? Yes, is that. Right, I'll actually keep hold of the plastic parts and cut in now. If you can see that ejector handle... Oh, it's over here. Found it. It fired off into the corner of the workbench. I was just being stupid. Right. Now I need to carefully pay attention to what bits are sprue and what bits aren't. Because if I just lop some of the detail off thinking, oh yeah, that's a bit of a sprue, then that's obviously not going to look great, is it? How quick does this paint dry? Because I'm impatient. That was cleaning up as well. This moulding's actually damaged. Clean that up there. Right, so that should be... oh yeah, we've got 5, haven't we? Where? I could have sworn I've just put that in here. The ejector seat handle. And now it's gone missing again. Oh, it's here. Never mind. Right, so the ejector seat handle, which I believe is what this is, looks like that. So that's a big bit of sprue that... Oh, it's actually just going to twist off. Well, that's rather fortunate. Where's the bin? Somewhere down there. Right, that's that. That's a massive ugly bit of sprue that needs to come off. So let's go and try not to lop the thing in half. I'm aware how painful this is going to be watching if you are a, so to speak, a James May. Not a James May, I'm thinking of the chat now. If you are a advanced kit builder, which of course, as is probably bleedingly obvious, I'm not. Right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bits in there. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bits. Oh, we need A2, which is the seat. Oh, right, so some of these, because the sprues are so small, you can just sort of give it a little bit of a wiggle. Oh, and that's actually just come off quite nicely, is that? Let's just go think. in that little lid up there. Right, that's 5 bits in there, some of which need painting, which I should probably do now. So I am going to. So we need paint numbers 30 and 33. Apparently only some of them need to be painted. It's only pointing to a couple of parts that need to be painted. So, God help me, there's the knife again. A rather small Stanley knife, craft knife is that. Timber Valley says his favourite kit is his backside PC68 clan wagon. Interesting. You like for little kit backside, it must have been from Lidl then. He says it's just outside my modelling, it's well outside my modelling region and area, so just use the Preservation Society as an excuse to have it. Fair enough. And Joe has said hello, Northerner James May. Good evening. Right, paint numbers 33, which is black, and 30, which, according to the box, is green. Donk. There we go. So far, it's obvious on there that some parts are not picked out to actually be painted. So I'm not going to paint them. I am aware that the videos I've watched have used this colour as an undercoat for the Spitfire and then painted all the other coat on top of it. Painted all the other coats on top of it. But I'm going to see if I can use just the paints as said in the instructions, and then if I decide things need painting later, I obviously will. Although, to be fair, they're probably so small that you wouldn't see them anyway. So, let's get the cement out of the way. I could really do with a cloth on here, couldn't I? Otherwise this workbench is going to be absolutely filthy. Oh, I'm not sure if I can... Hang on! I'm not sure if I can actually reach down here. Oh, I can! I've got in the drawer. Oh, there we go. And I've got my... golf... Well, my ex-golf towel, because I don't play golf anymore. So we'll paint on here. Right. Backside kit's owned by Pico. You probably knew that anyway. Yes, I did. I was making a joke at Lidl's expense. Although I don't know why, because I really like Lidl. Good value, and the tools and stuff is amazing. Let's turn it that way a bit cleaner. Best thing to do with plastic kits is prime them with plastic primer. I use Halford's Grey Primer. Very nice. The only sort of spray paint I have at the moment is green, because I'm currently restoring some garden shears and painting them green. Right, what parts need painting black, which is number 33, as printed on here. I have no clue if the paint's actually any good, so if the paint isn't any good, we can pretty much forget... Oh, that's not good. The paint is no longer paint, and is just sort of a black paste. Oh dear. Is it... Ah, we may have a problem here. I'd not even checked this. Ah. Painting this may be rather difficult when, if I demonstrate, that happens. It's Are all of them completely solid? I did think... I was just about to say, I'm going to spill this everywhere and get completely covered in it, aren't I? Add some IPA. I haven't got any IPA. Ow! Whack my finger there. That one's still runny. Well, that's a bonus. That green one's still running, as such has decided to stick itself all over me, so I'll roll these sleeves up. Right, we're turning over to the other side, because that's covered in paint. So the green one is fine, the black one is completely stuck. This one looks pretty much shot as well. I've got some carburetor cleaner, would that do it? That's quite an abrasive, well, it's not abrasive, it's quite corrosive, I think. I might go downstairs and get some water. How on earth do you get these open? This looks a bit crusty and horrible. Yeah, that one's completely solid as well. Look. White spirit. Do I have any white spirit? Somewhere. Oh, we've already done black, haven't we, you silly sausage? So that one's dead. And then this brown. Oh, the ones with the pivoting lids all seem to be fine. really don't want to spray this everywhere. The black and the other one with the non-pivoting lid aren't great. No, that's just separated out. Look, so I'll be able to mix them up with a cocktail stick or something. I don't really want to bring white spirit in the loft. I don't think we've even got any to start with. Carburetor cleaner. Carburetor cleaner as somebody said, don't use that, so I shan't. So I'll go downstairs and get some water. Evan Terry's joined. Thank you very much for joining. Airfix recommends enamels and/or acrylics. Well, this is just whatever kit has come in the kit. I haven't got any other paints. Add a touch of IPA. Not got any. Or water. Right. I'll go and get some water. I'll bring it up in a little jug or something, and then we can just decant in whatever you need. So I will be back shortly. Well, by shortly I mean about 2 minutes, because that's how long it takes me to get out of the loft. But back shortly, don't go anywhere, I will be back, and for now I'll just leave you with this. Well, back soon, folks. Oh, right, let's get back in the loft. And yes, you can hear me because I've unmuted my microphone, which is always a good start. Right. Oh, I ain't shut the loft hatch. Oh, 1 moment, please. Ow, that was my knee. Right. I've got some water, and if this doesn't work, I'm just going to go sod it and squirt some carburetor cleaner. Oh. Right. Water. Far too much of it. Which I will just drink later for comedic effect if it doesn't work. I really should take this watch off as well. Hey up, it's George slowly emerging from underneath the baseboard. Yes, it is. I've got a pipette somewhere if I want to do this sensibly. Do you know what? For once, let's actually do things sensibly. In my Christmas Scotty Dog shortbread tin, which contains glassware, I have a pipette. In fact, I thought I had several, but I just have one. There's a pipette. So I'm not just going to end up wanging far too much water in there. We'll do it somewhat sensibly. Sensible you what, mate? I know, that's nothing like me, is it? Right, there's a pipette, and we'll just gradually add some and see what happens. Probably nothing, knowing my awful luck. If I just cover the surface, that should be enough. Is this just going to fall in and cause... No, it isn't going to cause problems. Let's put this somewhere where nothing's going to blow up. Oh no. Actually, I'm climbing under the workbench now because I've spotted the bamboo skewer that I brought up here the other day. Ow! That was my head. If you might have guessed, this loft is a little bit tight for space. Oh. I've got a bamboo skewer which I can just snap in half whenever I need a new... Oh, it's bent. Oh, it's actually set... It's set completely... This is going awful. We've been going half an hour and I've done nothing. It's actually gone completely solid, and the bamboo skewer is not penetrating. It turned into concrete for... Just look at this. Look, it's completely solid. I'm going to try and massage it in a little bit. You might be able to see better if I bother to put the other camera. I'm going to try and massage it in a little bit, but it's completely solid. And the instructions are recommending that I don't build it and then paint it. Is the water even getting coloured? No, it's just got some dust in it. Right. I did check when I went downstairs. We haven't got any white spirit, at least not anywhere where I can find it. So, let's get the carburetor cleaner. Oh, in fact, would WD-40? No, of course it wouldn't. Let's try a very, very small squirt of carburetor cleaner because it is highly flammable. And yes, I'm in a loft surrounded by electrics. So, STP carburetor cleaner, which I use for... I'm showing the wrong camera here. STP carb spray cleaner, which I use for cleaning lawnmower carburetors because I'm a petrol enthusiast. Bonk. That was a very small squirt and put the cap on before it just leaks everywhere and kills me. Oh, it's softened up. Oh, we might be getting somewhere here. It's softened up a bit. I think we're going to need a bit more. Well, that seems to be actually working, despite my slight... Ooh. Smells lovely. I mean, it smells like chemicals which are going to kill you, to be honest, but it smells nice. Right. This is where it dissolves the plastic pot and then it just goes everywhere, isn't it? I can't tell whether it's just liberating dust or whether actually it's dissolving the paint. Maybe if I stuck a screwdriver in there and mashed it up a little bit. Oh, it's actually seems to be. Oh. Aha! It's dissolving! You see, I know exactly what I'm doing, of course. I've got the massive chunk at the bottom dissolved, so I think a bit more in there, and that'll do it. Has this actually worked? Because obviously it needs to be a paint consistency, not just a paste. That's best listened to with no context. I can't even remember what I said, to be honest. Famous last words. Well, if I give that a shake and dissolve some of this, you know, I don't think I have actually just realised that I've dissolved, that I've started work on the paint that I need least at this particular step. Typical me. No, I can't tell if that's a lump or just the moulding. No, that's just the moulding I'm feeling on the bottom of the little pot. Well, Gordon Bennett, it's actually worked. Right, I'm now going to put that lid on and give it a little bit there. Handheld paint mixer, which literally just involves me shaking my hand as fast as possible. Oh shit. I mean, it's just oh, this is going terribly. Apologies for that slight slip of tongue there, but it has actually just, the top has actually just come loose slightly and sprayed paint all over the side of all my computer. Oh, it's wiping off though, that's always a bonus. Well, this is going swimmingly. It has actually sort of just exploded out of the top. Oh, and it's actually just lost some of its paint consistency as well. Squirt some more of that in there. If you like engines, Ride-On Lawnmower runs a Briggs & Stratton 3130 single cylinder. I've heard of it before. I don't really work on riding lawnmowers though. I work on pedestrian push mowers really. Ooh, a lot of this gunk has actually gone into the lid. Scoop some of that back into the pot. If you can hear explosions, it's not somebody who's had a particularly fiery curry downstairs. It's obviously coming close to the 5th of November, so there's nothing I can do about them, unfortunately. Right, let's stir it this time instead of just willy-nilly mucking about. Right, that's the first pot done. Thankfully there's only 2. I'll come back to that later, it might dissolve a bit more. Pot number 2. Black. Why, I have a feeling that black might work better with this method. Let's just squirt some of that in the lid. It evaporates really quickly, this stuff. Okay, the lid has just decided to let's just place the lid on, why don't we? Oh, and it's all over my phone. Brilliant. This is going really well. Can you tell? The lid has just popped off that, sprayed crap all over my phone, and then put it all over the workbench. Oh, great, and now it's literally all over my phone. Thank God it's not like oil-based. Well, is it oil-based paint? I don't really know, to be honest. Well, it's not redecorated the workbench, that's a bonus. I feel you. I'm feeling the pain. We're 40 minutes in, and this is only supposed to be an hour and a half, and we've got absolutely nowhere. Oh, the things I do for YouTube and the people who are insane enough to subscribe to this channel. Ooh, the black's gone sort of gooey. Ah, it might be dissolving. That's always a plus. I mean, I have had this kit probably about 5 years, so God knows when it were actually made past that. I've just realised, oh, the 30 which I actually needed still looks like paint. So I actually started off dissolving the wrong pot of paint, but I suppose it's done for later, because I presume in step, what number's the 33? Yeah, in the next step we're going to need that horrible coloured stuff, I think. Well, we've actually got something that resembles paint on the end of here. Let's go back to the proper camera. We've actually got something that resembles paint on the end of here now. So while I wait for that first pot to dissolve, I'll just place that one on there like that. And we can use paint code number 30. Oh, it's a good job I brought that pot of water actually, because I ain't got to wash my brush out with, so I'll just use that water. I don't think it's oil-based paint. So, paint number 30, Humbrol paint number 30. Oh, I'm getting it all over myself. Let's give this a mix. This actually looks alright. It's gone a little bit grey, but you can always mix that in. This looks actually to be decent stuff. Right, so number 30 paint, which is that colour. Now it's all over me. Yay. We need to paint. Oh, now I'm going to get it all over the plastic, aren't we? Gordon Bennett. Oh well, never mind. Paint number 30 needs to go on the... Needs to go on this, which is so small you can't even see. Thought you said you were going to drink the water. Yeah, I did say that. Maybe I should have a drink before I stick paint into it, because that wouldn't be a very good idea. I know it's in a measuring jug, it's the first thing I came to. Has the pipette been stuck in the paint? No, I dribbled it in, didn't I? So this is safe to drink, he says. Right, I've had a drink. This is the dirty paint pot now. Especially because it's now got my saliva mouth juice all in it. Right, so the top of this needs to be painted black. But the main body of it needs to be painted green. So I've got some tweezers. So, well, let's see how awfully this goes. That is far too much paint. Let's just get rid of that. A whole new level of requests for Hybrid Mother Railway. God, you don't say. This is number 33 is the green. No. 30 is the green. And that's number 30, which goes on the body of the ejector seat handle. It's actually not gone awfully. There's still too much paint on. Put outside that pot. Get some of the detail back in show. You can just about see what I'm doing, I think. May go on for longer than an hour and a half if people actually enjoy this, but goodness knows why you would. watching somebody fail and horrify every single Airfix kit builder ever by doing it awfully. The chat seems to have disappeared. Oh well, probably because they're all bored because I'm doing this. So how fast does this paint dry? Because if I now want to sit here for half an hour waiting for this to dry, you can see I've painted that little bit green. If I blow on it, oh, now it's reappeared. Oh, you're on about internet, right? I thought you just meant nobody were talking. How long does this take? Because that still looks really wet. So am I only going to be able to paint this a bit at a time? Right. If I put this down anywhere, then it's just going to leak paint everywhere, isn't it? Oh, great. So where am I? I can't just leave it in the pliers for half an hour because I've got other things to paint. Oh, pliers, tweezers. I do need some helping hands. And I could do with a helping hand, never mind two. In fact, on the other parts, only sections of them need painting. So if I try and cleverly prop these tweezers up somewhere like that. There we go. Prop that up there, and thankfully the other pieces in the instructions say only needs parts of them painting, so I will just be able to just go like that and put them down. I'm surprised we are only the bits that we have been told to left blank. They must be insignificant. You know, you must not be able to see them very well when the thing's put together. These look like the rudder pedals to me. Try and paint this without causing a nuclear disaster. I do presume the law of building Airfix kits is that your first one's always guaranteed to be a complete failure. And also, I said this probably wouldn't take us an hour and a half. It'd probably take us 3 or 4. It's probably going to take me 3 or 4 days, never mind hours. The Valley is now cowering underneath his bed sheets as he watches how horribly I paint this. Although actually, I don't think I've actually spilled paint where it shouldn't be yet, so that's a miracle. I've got some crocodile clips, but then again, I'm not sure if I can lift them up anywhere. Well, that's the rudder pedals painted green, which is apparently all we have to do for this part. So, I'll just put it up here. So apparently all we have to do for that part is paint the rudder pedals green. Now on this part, the little plastic bit on top needs painting number 30. Oh, I've just painted that in the wrong colour. Never mind, apparently. These were supposed to be black, not green. Never mind. That can be fixed. Right, and we're looking for number 30, which is green. I thought 33 was green. Never mind. Right, what else needs painting green, which is number 30, which is that what I've just done. And the little spot on here. Oh, that's literally it. Timber Valley, can I ask, when it's only pointing at a certain part and says to paint it, does that mean only paint that bit? Because the rest of this is just going to be like blue or grey plastic. I'll show you the instructions if you want. I've just got paint on that little bit there. That's wiped off though. 66 has just gone past outside. Not that I'm that close to the railway, but the wind carries the sound. So all the little numbers without circles are paint colours, I think. But like on this bit here, it only points to like the footrest and says 33. It doesn't say to paint. There's no number pointing to the rest of it, only the highlighted bits. So I presume that means I just paint that bit. Well, Unless somebody shouts at me and tells me I'm doing it wrong otherwise, I'm just going to do it like that. Let's wash this paint. This really could do with in White Spirit, although that paint seems to come out that brush quite well. If I even was able to super chats and somebody donated me 50 quid, I'd probably take a sip of that. No, I wouldn't. I'm just joking. Not that stupid. Well, maybe I am. Right, this paintbrush could do with drying now, couldn't it? It'll do. Right. Let's get this little pot of disaster out of the way. I'm not even going to bother. Should I? I really should close the lid, shouldn't I? But it's probably going to explode everywhere again. Oh, and it has. It's gone all over both of my fingers. Great. I've read the instructions as well. It doesn't say anything about where you should or shouldn't put paint, really. Right. This is getting worse by the minute. Right, black paint. Has it done anything? Yes, it's spilled out all over the towel. Never mind. I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll cut this stick up into sections. So we've got one bit for green, one bit for black, and two for the other bits. So we don't need those, we don't need that, we just need one for black. And with any luck, this is... Ooh. That is a horrible noise that's making. It's all sort of coagulated into a bit lump. Little pot of disaster sounds like an accurate description of me. Wow, you're 6'2". I think I'm 6 foot. Close enough. Jaden's joined. Jaden, are you any good at kit building? God help me, this is going awful. I'm hoping that the stuff that's liquid is black enough to actually paint stuff. I've just realised I've put the instructions on top of that green part. There we go. Well, the stuff that isn't in a massive blob seems to be black enough to be called paint. So I'm going to repaint this part, which, as I said, should have been painted black number 33, not green. Although I'm sure green would look fine, but it says black. So is this black enough? Yeah, so it has actually dissolved some of the solid paint. So I'm just going to... Oh, that looks to have... The green on here looks to have dried already. I suppose the key is thin coats, really. This is why I don't scratch build stuff. And now that's just refusing to paint. That's always a good start, isn't it? Well, they don't look actually terrible. Well, that's the foot pedals painted black. If it's Airfix, yes, otherwise maybe not. It is Airfix, as proved by box. Jaden's done Jacob Etap, Red Arrow, you're a fighter Mirage, Lancaster Bomber, I like them, and Lancia Stratos. I'm good, thanks, Jaden. Dare I touch the mouse and scroll up the chat? Yes. I'm good, thanks, Jaden, by the way. If you think you're bad, try seeing some of my attempts. Well, I'm sure they're better than mine. Does anything else need painting number 33 black? Yes, a lot of stuff does. Let's not wash the brush out. So the upper part of the seat only, apparently, needs painting black. I thought you were making some obscure Only Fools and Horses reference, to be honest. Because Dave is what Trigger calls Rodney in Only Fools and Horses. So the top part of the seat needs painting black, by all accounts. I shall do that. Try and get a decent, neat line across there. Well, that's the top part of the seat done. Think. What else needs painting? Black, number 33. The little weird thing on here. It's painting black. No clue what this is. Jaden says being sure to paint it in camo, not bright red. Well, fortunately, the only paints I've got apart from bright green metal spray paint is the paints that come in this kit. So there's not much chance of that happening. Trigger is a brilliant character. He is. I think he's... Hasn't Roger Lloyd Pack died? I think he has. That's the funny little thing on top of that piece painted black. Black for the seat. We've done 33 black for the bit on the tweezers. Does this look to have dried? No, that's going to need painting at some point. Anything else need painting black? Oh, the bloke. His jacket needs painting black and his boots need painting black. And I presume he's supposed to, for his skin, he's supposed to actually probably paint him up properly, but I'm just going to paint him with what's come in the kit. So, as I've said, I've only got these colours. British sitcom is Trigger from. Only Fools and Horses, Timber Valley. Do you know, if I put both cameras on, you might actually see what I'm doing. That's the wrong control key, we'll use that one. EWS branded Spitfire? What do you mean, the livery de loco like a Spitfire? So I know they did a 150 DMU, didn't they? They relivered a 150 DMU in the honour of the RAF, didn't they? Unless I'm just going mad and that was a model Hornby made, just to get some quick cash or something. Didn't they make one for like 150 years of the RAF? That's the pilot's buoys painted black. Now I've got to try and hold his head. Oh, he's got green paint on his face. Never mind. No, my fingers are dry there. So now I've got to try and tediously paint his jacket. His life vest. Life vest had been black. Is it a life vest? I can't tell. As I say, I'm not the person to be asking about military stuff, can you tell? That funny black part on top of that plastic part, I think is what I just described something else. That's gone a bit wrong. He's got black earmuffs on now. Mark of Spitfire, that is. It's a Mark II. No, it's a Mark 1A. Do you know how I know that? Can you guess? Yes, I read it off the side of the box. Oh, you mean the Spitfire is in EWS livery? Oh, right, that'd be quite interesting and also probably horrifying for everybody. But, Well, there's the pilot with his jacket sort of painted on. He can go over on here to die in horror. Right, let's get the hands somewhat clean. What else needs to be painted black? The seat, the pilot, his jacket, we've done that. Number 33, we've done that, we've done that. We're waiting for that to dry. Right, oh, number 6, which is a dashboard decal up here. which needs to go on. Oh, this must be like his laser sights or something for blowing people up. How many blades does the propeller of the Spitfire on the picture have? 3. And on the box, 3. And it says Mark 1A. Wrong camera. Get that right. How did the instructions say to do water slides? Did it literally just say slap some water on it? Because I hope it did. Patience is wearing thin. Sheet is required for the decals. Dip in warm water for a few seconds. Well, I've got cold, so that's what we'll use. This is going so badly. Where are my scissors? Oh, they're downstairs. Can I not just paint water onto it and slide it off? Is that what the tracing paper's for? I wonder if I can just paint it on and slide it onto the tracing paper and then slide it on from there. This tracing paper must be in here for some reason. Next, can you get an Avro Vulcan? No, I'm never doing one of these again after this. I'm doing it because it's something to do for a stream other than trains. And it's been in the drawer for ages. That paintbrush will be clean enough, he says. So, I'm going to try doing the transfers the way it's telling you not to do the transfers, but we'll see. Oh, no. Come on, do it properly. Do it properly by using a pair of snips in place of scissors. Oh, in fact, I've got... Oh, that's just fallen off the tweezers. Well, that can dry up there now. Oh, why did I bring scissors? I didn't think I'd need scissors, that's why. Right, let's try use the knife. Try not to lop one of my fingers off. Oops. Oh! I nearly cut through one of the RAF logos then. Well, I think they're the RAF logos. This is hideously dangerous. And slightly stupid. Well, you know, that's actually worked without me completely knackering something there. Well, there we go. There's the dashboard. Correct camera. There's the little instrument panel thing. Let's get the brush. And now we need to slide it into place on here. It says dip in water, but honestly, I'm just going to paint some water on. With any luck, can I just use my finger and slide it off? Oh no, it does actually want dipping in, that's not wet enough. I'll drop it in the pot and see what happens. Stick my tweezers in. Yeah, they do, Timber Valley. I have seen that actually. I really should have got a shallower pot of water, shouldn't I? Oh bollocks, it's just sunk to the bottom. Oh, flipping it. Right, let's get the tweezers in, the pliers in. The decal's just sunk. Ah, this is... Oh, dearie me. Why did I think that was a good idea? For Pete's sake! Oh, it actually is right at the bottom as well. Oh, and I bet it's going to stick now. Oh, never mind. I think I might have it here. Oh, right. Let's stick the screwdriver in. Oh, I can still see where it is through the bottom of the pot. But... Oh, I've rescued it. Bye, Elle. Well, we've still got the decal on it, I suppose. Apparently it should slide off, which it isn't doing. Not going well today, is it? Tell me about it. How are you supposed to unstick this thing? I thought you were supposed to dip it in water, as I've done. Slide it off somehow. There may not be a second stream of doing this. It may just go in the bin. Right, so it's been soaked in water. Why isn't it coming off? Oh, it's come off! I've done a thing! Yes! I can do something. Don't quite know what yet, but... Now, if I just push that down, does it stick? Yes! It's getting stuck on that post. Let me just use my finger. No, it's moved again. Yes! Look at that! I've put the dashboard on a bit of plastic that's really badly chopped out, but I've done a thing. Jeremy Clarkson moment, yeah. I do find myself quoting him a lot of the time. Right! Can I finally glue? I just want to glue something together. Is this dry enough now? Yeah, the ejector seat handle's dry. Now I can paint the top of it black. Scratch my hair and... I'll scratch my head and get a load of paint in it, probably. I can do something. Not sure what yet. Flipping great, mate. Love it. Thank you. Well, with this painted, which should dry in a matter of minutes, because I'm going to definitely not put too much paint on it. He says as he puts too much paint on it. Well, it'll do. Well, I think I can glue some stuff together now. Whoopee. Right, so that's everything painted for step... So we've done step 1 of 6, and it's taken an hour and 8 minutes. Oh... He's done a thing, says Jaden. I have indeed. I'm aware how loud that's coming across on the camera, and honestly, I don't really care. Right, we've got some circle means cement. I have some cement, which probably no longer functions as cement. Ooh. It smells like chemical. Well, it smells like UHMW, actually. Blue. Right, so the pilot is dry, because there's not much paint on him, and the seat is dry. So I presume if I put the tiniest blob on the seat, we should... Oh, that's actually dried quite... I've just missed that bit of paint. Just go... Boop. Touch that up. Timber Valley says he's going to bugger off now. Oh, well. I'll catch up later, mate. Good luck. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you for watching. Oh, that's too much cement. The blob on there. Thank you for watching and putting up with my horrible painting and kit building skills. Much appreciated. Thank you for coming along for the ride. Let's wedge the pilot's bottom into... That sounded so wrong. Let's wedge the pilot into this seat. In fact, let's put some glue on the back of the seat. There we go. Let's wedge the pilot firmly into his seat. Hold him for a few seconds. And I'm pretty sure it being poly cement, it does just weld stuff together. The pilot is now sat in his seat. Leave him over there to dry. Next thing to glue is... Honestly, George, what are you firmly wedging in? I'm not quite sure. Was it me who said that? Water slide transfer ain't stuck. I'm very disappointed. You know, maybe it actually has to dry, but oh well, it's there for now. We'll just glue it and see what happens. B26, which is the foot pedal assembly. Apparently sits... Oh, that's quite clever actually. So a spot of glue, which is sort of self-dispensed everywhere, there, and this pushes through there, this pushes through that hole, and the little wedge, the little shaped pieces sort of sit on top of each other and stick to each other and sort of glue together. That's reasonably intuitive. Except it isn't. Oh, there we go. There we go, look. We've glued something else. I'm loving your choice of words. Honestly, not even doing it on purpose. What else needs gluing? Oh, we've got another thing to push through something else. This goes on here. Oh, look at that. This glue's brilliant. Look at that. That's pretty much stuck already. This is genius. Whoever invented this deserves a medal. Spot of glue on there, and then according to the instructions, this pushes on there like that. Except it isn't doing. Why? It is now. I've stuck my finger to it. Oh, there we go. Give that a couple of seconds to set, and we can move on to step 2, which we're doing after an hour and 12 minutes. Step 2 involves sprue number A. Number A! Number A! Am I on drugs? Has somebody put, like, cocaine in my tea this morning or something? Anyway, sprue letter A. We need A1, which is easily identifiable because it's a big sod-off propeller. Snip. 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 Now I've got the... Now I've actually got it out the sprue, I can come in with the snips and neaten everything up. Like that. You know, I think there's only ever been 2 viewers on this stream, but by heck has it been a treat for those who have been watching. Snip. I really do need some... As I said at the start of the stream, I broke my small side cut as the blade snapped off because, as usual, I was trying to cut something off that was too thick. Well, Coke is a popular drink. Indeed it is, although today I have actually had Fanta Lemon for a change. A8. Sorry, A6, which is the nose cone. Lovely little piece of equipment is this. Snip. 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 They want gluing together. Oh, that nearly went on the floor. Jaden is revealing himself as a drug dealer. Very nice. I mean, don't do drugs, kids. Oh, wait, so even though the sprue I can't cut off properly, because this sort of slots over there, it covers all my sins. Oh, right, so I could have actually left those a lot longer and not been quite as precise, and then that would have still looked fine. Oh, well. Never mind. If you have actually enjoyed this stream, I said there may not be another, and I may chuck it in the bin. But if people have actually enjoyed it, which people seem to have been enjoying, then I may be tempted to do another, because although this hasn't been going so well, at this precise moment in time, nothing is going that wrong. Oh, look, we've got a propeller. Damaged. Right, the propeller's done, and now we need 30... Oh, I really should have painted this. Oh, wait, never mind. It's all in black anyway. I was going to say, all that propeller on that diagram needs to be painted black, and I thought I'd cocked up by, painting something the wrong colour, but or painting something that was no longer accessible. Thankfully, it all just needs to be painted the same colour. So, that just twisted up quite nicely. So this wants gluing that way round onto the back of the prop. So propeller is there. Glue which we seem to have plenty of, splurged on there. And then this orients with that in the gap. Just sandwich it together like that. And that all wants painting black. So there we are. Look, I've made a propeller. Look at that. This glue is brilliant stuff. I will say that. So we've done steps 1 and 2 in 1 hour and 17 minutes now. Oh well. There's the propeller. Has this stuck yet? Because this glue, that's what we were gluing there. Look, the little cab area, I guess. Cockpit. This glue is marvellous stuff. I'm thinking, I can think of several occasions where I would have used this for trains, and I didn't even realise it were here. So I'm going to try and nestle the pilot in there. Oh, that fits in quite well. Does it sit on the floor, or does it sit on that little thing there? I presume it sits on that little thing there, wouldn't you? I'd say it sits like that. Is it the UHMW or UHU? No, it's poly cement, but in my experience, it's very like UHMW stuff, I think. Like other runny glues like that. No, the pilot definitely doesn't sit on the floor because there's no room for him. Yeah, he definitely doesn't sit like that. Maybe he does actually. Oops, I'm going to end up snapping this, aren't I? Oh, the bloody dashboard's come off. I'll put that on after the pilot's gone in. I'll glue that in actually. Right, I'm going to pull that off there. Apparently the chair needed to be glued in before, so we'll do that, I guess. It's actually highlighted the surfaces that need to be glued. Oh, that makes sense. Right, we'll put a spot of glue on here then. Not using too much, I've only got 5mm of this. As my friend says, glue, the same as blue. Fair enough. Right, let's stick. What should we name the pilot? Should we call him something stupid, or should we actually give him a decent name? Let's call him Richard. Barry? Nah, I like Richard better. Barry is quite good though, I'll give you that. So I presume if I push these two together, it's going to stick a lot better. I'm gonna. Barry's a good second shout. McWinston's quite a good name. All right, let's go halves and halves, Jaden. Let's call him Let's call him Richard McWinston the Third. Interesting. Not sure people in Britain were that posh, but... The pilot's legs are too long to fit in here. Oh no, it's not. It's just because I haven't bent them together enough. With some more glue on there. Poly cement, this is called. Interesting stuff. Very sticky. Oh, actually, that has actually gone together now. Let's Pilot's feet don't seem to be touching the pedals very well, but what can you do about that? There we go. I've got a pilot in a seat in a cockpit, of which I'm sure it's supposed to be painted. But the instruction, I'm only painting what the instructions are telling me to paint because I haven't got any other paint. So I'm only painting these boots black, the pedals black, and all that green and black. I haven't got anything to paint the pilot with. I suppose I could have painted him all green or like camo colours for like green and beige flying suit or something. But I'm only painting what the instructions are telling me to paint. So if there's some grey bits in the model afterwards, I'm not too bothered. There's the pilot. Oh, I've just realised. I've been calling this part the ejector seat handle. You can't even see what it is. It's that small. It's actually the yoke for controlling the airplane, not an ejector seat handle, because I thought it went over his head, but it doesn't. And I've just realised I should have glued this early, so I'll just have to ram it between his legs instead. That's too much glue, but it doesn't matter. So yeah, this was supposed to be glued on before anything was glued on, but I forgot, so I'm just literally going to have to jam it between his legs and hope for the best. Oh, it's actually gone into the hole. Ooh, that's a fortunate occurrence. I've just actually knocked some of the black paint off there, so I'll just dab a bit on. There, we've got the yoke up there. What colour are you painting the canopy? Well, it is foolproof because it's clear plastic. So I won't be painting the canopy. Unless we want to cause Richard McWinston III immediate death. Which would be rather amusing. There we go. Jam it between the legs and hope. Oh, it's actually got in the hole. Yeah. There we go. We've done step 1. Oh, right, I've just realised. I actually guessed how the seat... I actually guessed how that part there and that part located. But if I looked 10 centimetres to the right, there is actually a diagram showing how that goes together. Oh well, good guess. So we've done steps 1 and 2 in an hour and 23. So that's a third of the steps. So an hour and, let's call it an hour and 20 times 3 is 4 hours it should take to do this. Although painting the wings should be easier because they're a lot bigger. We are now on to step 3, which involves, rather excitingly, the fuselage of the plane. Number 2 has got that black triangle with obviously half white. And according to my phone, in which I've screenshotted the assembly instructions, that means do not cement. And I presume that means, because doing this properly, you'll be able to spin the propeller around. Or maybe, actually, if you were slightly more clever than me and had the stuff to do it, which I would have, but I don't, you could actually connect a little micro motor up to that propeller, but I don't have any of that with me at the moment. There is the pilot. There we go. So we have... Ooh, we've only got one bit of painting to do. Marvellous. So we need B29. This is actually going to progress on at some pace. Gents, Not Jensen. Jaden is now going to keep quoting all of my slightly dodgy choice of words. Oh well. At least I'll be remembered for something. Oh, it's B29, of course. B33 is the paint colour. I've got the numbers mixed up. Snip. Snip. So there's only at this stage. There's only one bit of painting to do because, of course, you paint the sides of the Spitfire when it's all completely assembled. And I've not actually got paint all over my jeans yet, which is fortunate. They're not actually the most comfortable thing to sit down on a slightly hard chair, but yeah. Oh, excuse me. Oh, apparently you've not to cement the pilot's cockpit in either. Apparently you've not to cement that. Oh, I've got to put the cockpit in which the water slide transfer. The water slide transfer for the cockpit seems to have failed. So I am actually just going to put a bit of glue on the dash and put it in with tweezers because I'm not faffing about with this any longer. I just want it in. So I'm actually just going to stick that on. I will water slide the rest of the stuff, of course, where possible. As not to completely anger the kit building stuff. And of course Jaden, who's done a lot of Airfix kits. I keep forgetting that Jaden's actually slightly more competent. Well, slightly more competent. A lot more competent at me than this. Than me at this, I should say. There, the cockpit dash is stuck in a fashion. It's sort of all come apart really, but it'll do, you won't be able to see. Oh, so you don't hold down the cockpit using reinforced concrete? No, on the model you certainly don't. Right, so the cockpit dash is on very wonkily and I've actually slightly damaged it, but from a distance of about 3 miles you wouldn't notice that, so that's rather fortunate. A4 is what we need next, which is this sprue. A4. I'm going to complete step 3 and then I'll end the stream, I think. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. I'll finish step 3 so I can say we're officially halfway through. Well, at least according to the instructions. Painting obviously is going to take some time of the entire body and such. But I'm going to complete step 3. That should take us to about 9:30, I'd imagine. And then I'll end the stream there, and we'll probably try and do the other half tomorrow or Sunday. As I say, I'm not quite sure when that stream's going to be yet, because when we're having the bonfire. So that's that and that. We have to glue the fuselage together. There we go. When's part 2? Either tomorrow or... I think I've just said that answer. Yeah, either tomorrow or Sunday. It depends when we're having his bonfire and that. Ooh, that was a nice snap round. Let's try not completely mash up the side of the body. So this is 1:72 scale. Now, OO scale, remembering correctly, is 1:76.2. So, this is a bit... Let me think, larger than it actually should be. Yeah, 1:72. So this is a bit larger than it should be. But I don't think it'll go on the layout. I'll probably hang it up somewhere, really. I'll find somewhere for it. Right, the cockpit has got to go in. And I forgot which is A17 and which is A8 and which is A18. Well, I presume... Yeah, you can't have that round that way, can you? That looks like that. That's got the cutout. Well, they are both the same, actually, aren't they? Just different way around. Yeah, that makes sense. Right, let's neaten up that sprue residue. That sprue residue. As I say, for the 15th time, I do need some smaller snips. And I did have some, but they broke because I was cutting something that was Far too thick. 1 to 76.2. Yeah, I were correct. I didn't think it will. I didn't think it 1 to 72.6. 76.2, of course. So yeah, this is slightly bigger than it should be. So A4 must be glued. The propeller must not be glued, and the cockpit must not be glued. But B29, which is some sort of canister of some sort, that does have to be glued. That's the little ladder on that tiny... I don't know why you'd have to paint that, to be honest. You're not going to see it. Not even sure if that'd fit on there. Alright, so that literally just has to be glued in place somewhere there. Okay, that makes sense. But apparently I have to paint that black. So there's no point painting the backside black because you're not going to see it. And these two are going to be sandwiched together, are they not? Like that. So you're not even going to see them anyway, unless you are. So that's going to be like that. So I mean, you might see it from underneath. Okay, fair enough. Right, I tell you what, I'll glue it on and then I'll paint it because it'll give me a better surface to work on, I think. So we want the poly cement. I'll put it on the tanks. These are some sort of fuel canisters, maybe ejector seat canisters? Maybe something like that. They're not fuel canisters, they don't look anywhere near big enough, and also fuel canisters are in the wings, are they not? So, crap, I just dropped it. That needs to go in here. And then I'll paint it. Apparently, according to the instructions, that strap should line up with the moulding strap. Oh, that actually seems to have worked. It's not a very good locating position, this, though, I do have to say that. There we go. We've glued those tanks in there. Oh, Jaden, how did your first Airfix kit go? Was it as awful as this? Please say yes. Please say it was even worse than this, actually. That would be slightly more helpful. Slightly less intimidating. Right, that's pretty much stuck now, because as I say, this glue is incredible stuff. Let's get some of my carburetor cleaner and paint residue mix. And give this a paint up without completely knackering it. In fact, this has actually gone quite sticky and gloopy now. We may need some more carburetor cleaner in here, which I would use white spirits, but I haven't got any. There we go. Good job I've got 2 cans of that carburetor cleaner. There we go. Oh, that's better. Look at that. Yeah, so I'm not sure. Oh. Is 33 black? 33 is black, yes. So I'm not completely knackering it up permanently. So I'll just paint as close as I can around the sides, really. Not really sure why this needs to be painted. You're not really going to see them. Especially if your plane's sat on the floor, which mine's going to be. I said I'd hang it up, but I've just realised there's nowhere for it to hang up. This is actually going... Well, aside from the paint being slightly ruined and me dropping a water slide transfer into the water pot, since, I don't know, 50 minutes in, this is actually going quite well. I'm looking forward to painting the whole thing, partially because it will look like a 3-year-old painted it, but partially because I can get it done and say I never want to build an Airfix kit again. At least Metcalf kits are already like printed with the card and that. Well, there we go, look. Painted those tanks, not very well. but they actually don't look too bad, actually. Not too bad. Jaden said his very, very first one resulted in me throwing it onto the floor because I couldn't get a bit of piping on it. He got a bit angry. He was a lot younger back then, and now I do it for relaxing and some fun on my own. Fair enough. The only reason why this is fun is because I get to make fun, witty comments to the chat, and then they actually think I'm somewhat sane, but that's another story. Right, let's get unpiloting, and it says, specifically, do not cement. I've just realised that's wet, but it doesn't really matter, does it? Oh, right, he actually sits really far into the floor. Interesting. Like that? Yeah, like that. So he sits in there like that. That somewhere there. And then A4, which is this bit here that the propeller sits into. There's a hole in there. That pushes in there. And then, alright, so the propeller doesn't free spin, but you can certainly spin it to an extent. So that, if I am not mistaken, sits in there? Oh, right, yes, so if I push those two together, black triangle, sorry, black square, do not cement together. Oh, right, so the black triangle means do not cement, and the half triangle means assembly stage. So you remember stage 1 we put the pilot together, stage 2 we put the propeller together, so that makes more sense now. Jaden says he don't know how I went from smashing one to doing it as a relaxing and fun activity for enjoyment in my personal time. Fair enough. Are we to cement the Spitfire sides together? Cement is a circle with white in it, so I do think we need to cement them together, but then why would you not cement the pilot in place? Anyway, I don't think I'll be taking this apart. So let's see if I can proper ram these two together. Oh right, so the propeller doesn't spin round inside of this bit. The propeller doesn't spin round inside of that. This is held and then it spins. Yeah, okay, that makes more sense. So we ram those two together, but don't cement. Then we drop that into the body there, drop that into that little groove. Okay, that makes sense. And then the body needs to cement on. Except the pilot has now just dropped through the floor. Maybe this is why you don't cement the pilot in, so you can sort of loosely glue the, get the body prepared and then just push, what did we call him, Richard McWinston III, into the proper position. He has actually slid forward a bit too far. This has not been glued the best, would you believe? I'm going to use my metal parts tray because this propeller is sort of lifting the entire model up slightly. So I'm going to balance it on there like that. Jaden says he doesn't typically glue the pilot in. Yeah, this says... Oh no. Oh no, I thought it says... I thought it said don't glue the pilot in. It says assembly stage 1 goes in there. So it doesn't actually tell you to cement it in, but it doesn't say don't cement it in. So, as Jaden has very helpfully said, he doesn't typically glue the pilot in, so neither am I. Let me just test fit how this goes together before we commit with glue. Oh, that actually went together. Oh. This has actually gone together without issue. Oh no, the pilot's dropped through the floor again. That should stick up a little bit like that, shouldn't it? Let's just try and test fit this together before we commit. Oh yeah, so he did. Wow, he sits really far down. Look at how low he's sat there. You can't even see his head. Just don't tip the aircraft upside down. Noted, thank you. Ow, I'm stabbing myself with the propeller. Always a good start. Right, so if I hold that together and then bite this, I should be able to keep that together with any luck. That's going to need... I could probably get my vice. Let's be quite brutal. I'll get my vice out and then I can properly clamp it in place and leave it overnight. Because if this pops apart, then it means doing it all again. So I'm going to get my vice and we can, with any luck, gently, keyword gently, clamp this together. So here's my little modelling vice. Bought from Lidl, actually. Nice thing, really. There we go. There's a little vice and I can gently clamp it together. So we've test fitted that. The pilot has actually sort of stuck himself in this side. So if we actually assemble it the other way round like this, then that should be fine and dandy. Let's line Richard McWinson back up again. Right, so I'm not exactly sure where to glue. Oh, I can see the little sort of pips. So there's a pip there that we'll put some glue on. Slightly too much, never mind. There's a pip there that locates into a lug. Glue on there, glue on there, glue on there, glue on there. So on the little pips that push into holes on the other side, is where we will put the glue. No, it's all going wrong already. I'll tell you what, let's assemble it on the side it tells us to. You can actually see what we're doing on this side. That needs to go in there. The glue has gone everywhere but where I told it to. So let's just scoop that back up on there. Right, like that. I'm aware you can't really see, but all I'm doing is lining these up. Lee has joined. Thank you very much for joining, Lee. I've gone down your avenue and decided to do some kit building, albeit it's an Airfix, but close enough. Right, we need to get this propeller in, because if I push it together and then it dries, then that's not going to be great, is it? Come on, I had it together perfect, and then the chuffing pilot going in the way. Oh, we've got it together. Right, oh, we've got it. Oh, my God. Right. Let's clamp the back half. I think we've got it together. Oh, that's not going to work, is it? Oh, I'm going to use a clamp, actually. Where are my clamps? Where are my clamps? Clamps! That's the entire work. My entire toolbox spilling out everywhere. Right, let's get a clamp. Well, Jaden, because the back is actually slightly tapered, I'm actually just going to get a clamp here, like this, and just gently squeeze the front. So I've got the back squeezed in the vice. And actually, you might be right there, Jaden. Yeah, you might be right, actually. Yeah, because if I clamp the middle, then I can put a clamp on either side, and then it's not going to want to tip horribly, is it? No, you are right. Thank you. Much appreciated. Right, let's clamp the middle. In fact, I might just press it together until it holds, and then clamp it. What do you think? I'll just jam them together until it holds. I'm going to try and put pressure along all of it, and then I'll probably clamp it. Spitfire Mark 1 indeed. Jaden says, don't do it so hard that it affects the integrity of the structure, but do it tight enough so it applies enough pressure for the glue to bond while drying. I'm going to try and scroll with half a finger. Just don't turn the aircraft upside down. Yeah, I think I've read them, Jaden, if I've not read them out. Even if I've not read them out, sorry. This hasn't really stuck in the middle. Let's apply some more pressure just there. The pilot's not become dislodged. Thankfully, as I keep saying, this is excellent glue. So, oh no, it's come apart again. Right. I'm just going to dribble some glue down here because I don't think I quite got anything. There we go. Let's just dribble some along that seam line. and jam it together like that. If I use the vice, I can push these two together as well. Oh look, the propeller actually still spins, that's a bonus. I'm aware you can't see it, should just be a couple of moments. And I might actually finish step 3 halfway through the instructions before 9:30, which is what I intended to do. That's a bonus. Tail fins have obviously, there's a fin, the ailerons that cause it, the rudder fins at the back that do that anyway. The elevators, that's it, 'cause they control the elevation. So yes, I've gone down the kit building route, Lee. I've had this in the bottom drawer for ages, so I thought, well, why not build it on a stream? Because otherwise it'll just sit in there until my death. So, you know, I thought I might as well actually build something and use it. So that's what I'm doing. Oh, the glue has sort of leaked out of the top a little bit. I can always sand that back. I can't really get this in the vise all that well, to be honest. Right, I'm going to dribble some glue in from this side. That's not quite made that joint. No, it's all coming apart again. I tell you what, if I just clamp it and then lay it down on the workbench, that should work, right? Let's just gently mush that together. It's not quite closed fully. If I just clamp it, I won't actually need the vise because I can just stand it up with the base of these two clamps. This actually seems to have worked slightly. Maybe. So I don't want to crack it because I'm guilty of over clamping stuff and then it all just sort of explodes everywhere in much swearing, so. Has that worked? No, it's sort of deforming. I might just be best off pinching it with my fingers, to be honest. It's not really... This vice isn't really doing a lot for me. Let's get that out of the way. Donk. So the front seems to have held together nicely. It's just this back needs a couple more minutes. So I'm just going to hold it, I think. Oh no, that's split apart now. Chuffy now. Come on, stick! Goddamn you! If I had a hairdryer, I could probably speed this up. Let's try and wipe some of this excess glue off here. That's worked alright. Stick! The back seems to have just about stuck. So does the front. What happens if I... Come on, stick! Fingers are actually hurting from doing this, but there you go. I'll be able to stick the back two fins there closer together, because obviously there's a part, the elevators that go through there. So when they're in, I'll be able to find the two there's two halves of the fuselage together there, as you can see. That tapping noise is my foot, by the way. Oh, still not stuck. Middle is... Oh, the back half is stuck. That's a bonus. Just put a bit of glue down. Oh, the black pot of paint's fallen over. Oh, it's not spilt that much. Okay, that's a bonus. Ooh, that's quite gloopy. There we go. Right, let's put the cap on the poly cement. I'll just do that in a moment. The black lid I'll try and seal, although the other one when I put the black paint lid, when I put the paint lid on, it did sort of just explode. There's black paint on my silicon workbench mat over here, but It's wipe clean and it'll come off because it's silicone, nothing really sticks to it, solder, etc. No, I've just realised we've got paint on the blade of the prop, but he's painting over anyway. Has this stuck yet? My fingers are really painful. Oh, there's that little bit at the front and the back over it. I'll just nip together for a few more minutes. Appreciating your patience while my fingers slowly bleed to death. Other layout news, by the way, something to talk about while this is drying. I have actually gone around and fixed all of the point motors and all of the signals. As you know, my point motors have a built-in accessory switch, so you can wire them so that in one direction of the point the signal is, say, for instance, green, and then when you change the point, the signal changes to red. Quite a few of my point motors and signals didn't actually work, so you sort of flick the direction and the signal will just go off because the point motor wasn't making very good connections inside of it. So I actually went round, cleaned the contacts from the non-working point motors. I repositioned some point motors so that the contacts would make better contact when the point sort of slid over and then the contact had been made. So I went round and cleaned the non-working one, just cleaned the tracks on the PCBs and circuit boards just to make sure they were working fine. Repositioned a couple of them to get them making better contact, and so it'd actually switch far enough, because it would switch and change the point but not far enough to make the contact on the circuit board. So I've done that and now they are all working. So when I failed to demonstrate how that worked the other week on stream and then the signals went out because of a bad connection, that's no longer going to happen because I went out yesterday and fixed all of those. Jaden can use a track rubber. I have mine about half a metre that way on the board. Has this glued now? Yeah, it has. Well, the back half maybe not so much. Well, I'll clamp the back half then, but the front half's done. This just wants... Oh no! I've just split the front half now. God's sake. Now I've tried to split the back half, the front half's come apart. Dearie me. Right, I'm going to try and clamp this now, because I think it's mainly stuck. Gently. Yeah, I have a Pico track rubber as well. It's a good piece of kit, really. Very good at getting mucky stuff apart. Oh, the front seems to have stuck almost immediately now. That's a bonus. Right, what happens if I just try and glue the top half? No, if I clamp all of it, if I clamp that, it's just going to try and come apart. Look, how much percent is my phone on? Oops, that's a picture of a Virgin Coach and a 49. Not bad. Thought it'd be on nothing after showing that all the time. I do have two, but I think it's nearly stuck now anyway, to be honest with you. I might just see if I can dribble a tiny little bit down the inside. And use my stick just to push it into the gaps. There we go. This is probably not how you're supposed to build Airfixes, but that's how I'm doing it, so take it or leave it. When the cab's over that, you won't see that very small crack right there. Yeah, as soon as I try and clamp one end, it's wanting to do both. Probably because the glue has actually started to set now. Let me try and get both cameras on for you. There we go. It's very weird seeing my hands in two different places at once. I haven't really used this camera much over here because you can see what I'm doing better. Right, the front's stuck. No, either if I take pressure off and then squeeze it, that's not really opening up when I do that. I'll just hold that bit together, and then I think I'll just give it another minute or so. I think that's as glued as I can get it, and then I'll just leave it to set overnight. Some of this top is going to need scraping off. There's a little bit of glue that's leaked, but it'll be fine. Who cares? Yeah, it is a lot smaller than I thought. I thought it'd be a lot bigger. Right, let me see if I can get the clamps. Well, not let me see if I can get the clamps out of the way, because I definitely can do that. But let's see if I can just get some of this excess glue off before it sets too hard. Well, we have, would you flipping well believe it, a Spitfire. The body, the fuselage, if you're going to be particular, and the actual spinning prop of a Spitfire. So, do I try and use the vice? I'll just put it between my legs to save clamping it and then realising it's not going to work. I'm going to use, yeah, so if it works, this, I will just obviously clamp it again on the bench. But if I just gently press this together, will that work? Yes. Right, so now that we've got the back stuck, because the problem was when I put it in the vise to start off with, then the back sort of sprung out. But now I have actually got some of it stuck together. That doesn't actually now mean that I can just gently press these two halves together. The crack has slightly opened up there, but I think, where is the cockpit? There we go, the canopy. It should still stick fine. The back's fine. That's needs the ailerons, not the ailerons, the elevators putting through there anyway, I think. So yeah, that should be fine. So yeah, I don't want to clamp that too much because then the holes don't line up that well. Oh, they do actually. What should I do? Oh, I'll just leave it like this. Alright, so that's closed the front up a bit. That's closing the back up a bit. And when yeah, that should be fine. So I'm just going to leave that clamped now. There we go. So, I said I wanted to go until about 9:30. It's now 34. We've completed step 3, so we are now halfway through the instructions. Step 5 and 6. Sorry, step 4. Oh, there's 7 steps. I thought there were only 6. Oh, never mind. So, we are moving on to steps. That's not step 4. That's step 4. So, we've step 4 to do, and then we've got 5, 6, and 7 to do. So, we are pretty much halfway through. Step 4 is just a load of gluing, really. There's one bit of painting to do for step 4. Two actually, sorry. 2 bits of painting to do for step 4, which shouldn't be too difficult. So, depending on when I can do the stream, depending if we have our bonfire tomorrow or when we have our bonfire on Sunday, depends what day it is, I will come back for part 2 of building the Airfix kit. I'm expecting, looking at current timings, for this to go on for 3 parts, maybe 4 if I end up doing a lot of waffling in the next one. But we will most certainly continue with this Airfix build, because despite the mishaps at the start, it has actually been quite enjoyable, and I think the people who've been in as well have quite enjoyed it as well. So that's the Airfix kit. The body is currently just gluing together, and well, the next time I come and work on this Airfix kit will be the next time I come and stream. So thank you very much for watching indeed, everyone. Some parts of this stream, I presume for me, and I presume for you, have been quite tedious to watch, but we have now got something that resembles a Spitfire plane. So, thank you very much for watching indeed. Thank you for spending your Saturday night with me. Thank you to everyone who's been in the live chat. So that is Timber Valley Productions, Northern Transport Hub. That's been Lee from Anfield Road Layout in the Loft, Evan Terry, and who else has been in? Of course, Jaden from On the Main Line. So, thank you very much indeed for watching, everyone. It's been, well, slightly difficult at the start, I won't lie, but once I managed to get the hang of things, it's really not been too bad, has it? So thank you very much for watching indeed, and I'll let you know in the Discord server, links have been in the chat. And I'll obviously you'll see the scheduled stream as well for what day that will be, so look out for those. Thank you very much indeed for watching, and I am looking forward to coming back and finishing off, or doing the next couple of steps on this Airfix Supermarine Spitfire Mark 1A. Thank you very much indeed for watching, and I'll see you hopefully tomorrow. It could be Sunday again, depending.
depending on the bonfire. Thank you very much for watching, and I do hope you enjoy the rest of your Friday evening.